And that was one time that fashion curiosity definitely didn't kill the cat. And now with this week's special investigation segment, we're joined by Kent.
Hi, Ray.
Now, world-renowned evolutionary biologist Dr. Charles Finch is in the country this week, and I believe you sat down with him for an interview.
Yes, Ray. As you know, I have a doctorate from an unaccredited Christian correspondence college. So I figured that I would just let the professor know that there is so much wrong with the idea of evolution that it's a wonder that anyone can still believe in it.
Sounds like Dr. Finch is about to get educated. Let's take a look.
Dr. Finch, thanks very much for joining us today.
You're very welcome.
Perhaps you could start by telling us what you have against the Bible and why you fight against it so vehemently.
No, it's not that I'm against the Bible particularly. I really know almost nothing about it. In actual fact, I'm in the country doing a series of biology lectures at universities, and to be honest, I wish I didn't have to have anything to do with anyone's scriptures. But religious people like yourself bring the argument to us biologists, disputing the evidence and claiming things like, doesn't your religion claim that a God created everything only 1 million years ago? Which is just totally wrong.
No. Sorry,
on quite a
Dr.
grand
Finch.
scale.
We believe that the universe was created about 6,000 years ago.
Oh, 6,000 years, is it?
Yeah, about 6 to 10,000 years.
Well, sorry, I thought you guys claimed it was 1 million. But that
I'm a little
says it all.
surprised that you make such a basic error, Dr. Finch. You're meant to be the one
like I say, I'm no expert on your religion, and I don't claim to be. But still, 6,000 years or 1 million, I'm afraid the scientific evidence goes against it on a massive scale.
Well, look, I just can't accept evolution as a science when it claims that something as complex as a human eye just popped into existence as a product of random chance. That's about as unlikely as a tornado ripping through a junkyard and producing a fully formed Boeing 747. It will just never happen.
Of course, that's right. Indeed, it will not happen. And that's not what evolutionary theory claims ever happened. That analogy fails to take into consideration the gradual process of natural selection over many generations. Random changes at the DNA level occasionally produce characteristics that slightly benefit the organism and increase the likelihood of it being able to survive and reproduce. And therefore, the genes responsible for creating those characteristics are kept in the species gene pool to be passed on to succeeding generations, right? Genes that give rise to traits that assist survival get passed on and are built upon over many thousands or millions of generations. So I'm afraid you're using that tornado analogy suggests that you don't have such an accurate understanding of what evolutionary scientists are actually saying.
No, you're quite wrong on that. Evolution says that complex things just popped into existence randomly.
No, it doesn't. I just explained that.
Okay, let's move on. Evolution claims that humans evolved from monkeys. But if that's true, why are there still monkeys and chimpanzees now? That just completely disproves the whole idea of evolution.
Well, no. See, because evolution doesn't say that we evolved from monkeys that we see in the world today. Evolution says that we and modern monkeys and chimpanzees share a common ancestor. Over millions of years, different species branched off from this common ancestor on their own lines. Our line eventually
But there are
gave
still
rise to
monkeys
us
here
as
today,
humans.
so how could we have evolved from them?
Look, I just explained that. We didn't come from modern-day monkeys.
But you evolutionists say that we did.
What? No, I just told you what science has to say about that.
Let's move on, shall we?
Wait, let's clear this up. I just explained about sharing a common ancestor.
Please, Dr. Finch, there are alternative theories that shouldn't be censored.
What on earth do you mean by that?
We all know that evolution relies on carbon dating to measure the age of everything. Carbon dating is actually a useless tool of measurement.
Well,
and it has
no,
been
we
well
don't
and
use
true.
carbon dating to measure the age of everything. Carbon dating has very well-known limitations, and for that reason we use a wide range of methods for dating fossils and such as potassium argon and other radioactive isotopes
but
such
still,
as thorium.
evolution fails as a science in that it claims that complex things like the human eye just popped up randomly. That's like saying that if a tornado went through a junkyard, it would produce a Boeing 747. It's just too complex. It will never happen.
Why are you repeating that? That's not what modern biology claims. Evolution is a gradual process of very non-random...
Yes, I see you're quite stubborn on that point. Let's move on.
Well, it's what evolutionary science actually says. If you knew anything about biology, you wouldn't have to make things up about it.
Why do you still trust carbon dating exclusively?
What? We don't. I just explained that to you.
Why don't you just put your faith in something with solid evidence to back it up, like Christianity and creationism?
Evidence?
Yeah, you don't have any.
Hold on, you want to talk about evidence? As I understand it, you guys unquestioningly believe in an ancient book that says some carpenter called Moses died and came back to life at a Christmas party or something.
What? It was Jesus that was nailed to a cross at Easter.
Well, okay,
and
Jesus
he rose from
then.
the
Just
dead to
because it
save
says
you and
something
I
is-
from our sins, okay?
Okay, well, I wrongly had the idea it was Moses. But where's
you
the
were
evidence?
wrong about what we believe again. I can't believe you'd embarrass yourself by making mistakes about what our religion
Hey, I
claims.
heard you. I was wrong. Why won't you admit that you were wrong about the random chance thing? Twice.
Well,
and the
because
monkey
I
thing,
wasn't
and the-
wrong about that. And let's move on now. Now that we're speaking of evidence, why can't you name even a single example of a fossil of a transitional species?
Oh, come on.
Don't
If
even
you
have
just
one.
read a book on evolution...
No, sorry,
you'd
Dr.
see-
Finch, sorry, but science requires evidence. And I'm afraid that there is simply no evidence for evolution,
Right.
and that there aren't any transitional fossils. Science hasn't produced even one transitional fossil.
Okay.
Wait a minute, I'm nearly finished. There isn't any evidence for evolution, and you've never produced even one transitional fossil. Not even one.
Oh, come on.
And there's no evidence for evolution, and there are no transitional fossils. There aren't any transitional fossils. Not even one. No transitional fossils. Where's the evidence? There isn't any. There's no evidence for evolution. Not even one fossil of a transitional species. Not even one.
Can I just correct you on this?
Wait. There's no evidence for evolution or transitional fossils. Go ahead.
Yes, science does require evidence. And as it happens, museums around the world are full of examples of intermediate species. If you'd only look! We have fossils like Eusthenopteron and Tiktaalik that show the slow, gradual change from fish to four-footed animals.
Sorry, no you don't,
Well,
Dr. Finch. Sorry, nothing
yes,
like
we
that.
do. And what about the fossils showing the evolution of modern whales via intermediary species such as Pakicetus, Ambulocetus, Tacrocetus, Basilosaurus, all showing the gradual disappearance of the hind limbs and the movement backwards of what eventually became the
fossils,
blowhole?
Dr. Finch. Just name one.
Well, yes, there are, and I just did, and I could name many, many more. The fossils of these species show a slow, gradual change over millions of years from one kind of animal
But there are
to a
no
very
transitional fossils, and whales don't live for millions of years, Dr. Finch. Look, there are no fossils. And the reason that the fossil record doesn't assist you guys is because all of the fossils were laid down in Noah's time.
Noah? Isn't that the story of the guy who sailed on a lake of fire for 40 days in a wooden boat? Why didn't the boat just burn up?
No, it rained. Water. A flood.
Oh, water. Isn't there something in your scripture about a lake of fire or something?
Yeah, that's later in the book and it has nothing to do with Noah's Ark.
Oh, okay.
How can you be so wrong?
Okay, I must have had the wrong information on that point. So it was water. Okay. But even given that, it's still utterly ridiculous to claim that a massive flood is responsible for the fossil record being in the state it's in. That explanation is
do you realise that there isn't any evidence for evolution? Why do evolutionists like yourself come out and say that the human eye just popped into existence completely at random? Don't you know how unlikely that is?
Evolution doesn't say that the human eye sprang up completely at random.
Why don't we have...
Sorry,
look, why don't we have a fossil of a half penguin, half lizard? Or an animal halfway between a slug and a badger?
Because
and why hasn't a monkey ever given birth to a human? That would be proof for evolution.
Each of those things would completely disprove evolution. How can you not understand
that?
No,
Dr. Finch, since a monkey has never given birth to a human, then that means that evolution is incorrect.
If a monkey gave birth to a human, the theory of evolution would be utterly demolished.
You just called it a theory. You admitted it. Evolution's only a theory. Did you get that? Oh, that's hilarious. If it was a fact, it would be called the fact of evolution. Just like scientists commonly refer to Einstein's fact of relativity, and the germ fact of disease, and the heliocentric fact.
Do I need to teach you what the word theory means in science?
No, I'm not interested. It's about time you learned a few things, though, Dr. Finch. You think our religion believes that the world was created 1,000,000 years ago? Oh, listen, how many times have I got to tell you? It was 6 to 10,000 years ago.
Yes, I heard you. And the Moses thing.
Yeah, it was Jesus who rose from the dead, not Moses. Why won't you listen?
Well, I did. And Noah, you told me about that too, that he sailed around in a
flood. Not on a lake of fire like you think. Hello, I'm trying to teach you certain things.
I stand corrected on your claims about these things. Now let's see if you're capable of allowing new facts into that creationist brain of yours. Now, does evolution claim that the eye just popped up at random?
Yes.
And did we evolve from modern monkeys?
No, but evolutionists claim that we did.
Oh, okay. Transitional species?
Not even one! You can't even name one transitional species.
I'm leaving.
Any closing statement, Dr. Finch?
Yeah, okay. You, sir, are completely ignorant of the basic fundamental facts of the theory of evolution.
Let's keep it civil, shall we? If you have to resort to slander and name-calling, then it just shows that you stupid monkey-brained Darwinist Nazi sympathizers have no real argument. Or morals. I'll just sum up by saying that the Big Bang can't have produced everything.
Mate, that's cosmology. It's not biology. They have nothing to do with each other.
It can't have given us any morals because the second law of thermodynamics would have burned up randomly and monkeys would never have invented DNA. And there are no Boeing 747 fossils that were all laid down in Noah's Ark. Thank you for joining us.
Look, buddy, how about you go to a library, open up a book about science, try to learn something.
There's no evidence for evolution. Or else
no evidence for evolution. Just take your creationist garbage, bend over,
I can't
and
hear
stick it up your
So there it is. He was stubborn, arrogant, and knew nothing about the subject.
Why don't evolutionists just accept other viewpoints? They're so militant.
They just repeat the same old lines over and over.
I know, I'm so sick of hearing the same things from them all the time.
It's just frustrating now. I won't debate evolutionists anymore. I think it just gives a bad impression. It kind of falsely elevates them to our intellectual level. I mean, we've got thousands of years of 100% consistent non-intervention from an invisible Middle Eastern deity, plus a self-proclaimed infallible text written by cattle-sacrificing Iron Age superstitious nomads, and they've got nothing but 150 years of unbiased, peer-reviewed research and conclusive confirmation of their biological models from across various scientific disciplines. They don't deserve to be on the same platform as us. So that's the last time I debate a history-denying non-creationist.
That's a pity.
Actually, no. I've changed my mind. Even though all of my arguments were thoroughly debunked decades ago, I want to spend the rest of my life constantly repeating them, so I'll keep on.
That's more like it. That tornado through a junkyard thing is a great analogy. They've got no comeback for that.
There's no evidence for evolution.
Another excellent special investigation, Kent. Once again, letting the facts speak for themselves. Thanks.